for tonight. USL League One soccer on CBS Sports Golazo Network starts right now. The long-awaited home opener for Chattanooga is finally here as two teams look to get moving in 2024. From CHI Memorial Stadium, it's Chattanooga Red Wolves and Northern Colorado Hailstorm. It's USL League One on CBS Sports Golazo Network, presented by Transcard. With Ross Davenport, I'm Donnie Barnes. Both of these sides went out of the U.S. Open Cup on Wednesday, but as we look at the League One standings, Ross, they'll both be fully focused on an important early season league game tonight.
Yeah, standings are a little wacky, Donnie, at the moment. As you can see, a wide disparity in number of games played. Chattanooga with only 2, some as many as 6. Listen, 3 points though, a big good confidence booster, and jumping up a little bit at the table this early time in the season is always good to have.
Yeah, Chattanooga with just those 2 league games played, as you mentioned, but in their second game last weekend, Ropapa Menza was red hot. He scored a hat trick against Central Valley. He has 5 in all competitions already.
Yeah, the 26-year-old Ghanaian. He burst onto the League One scene last season with 12 goals. As you mentioned, Donnie, he already has a quarter of those goals already this season thanks to that hat trick in the 4-2 win at Fuego last week. And he's a menace with his pressing ability, pace, and finishing prowess. He'll provide a handful for Noco center-back pairing with Fenwick Evans tonight.
And for Northern Colorado, the pressure is on after a slow offensive start. Just 1 goal in their first 3 league matches. They're giving young Ethan Horde a chance up top today.
Yeah, with the offseason losses of Trevor Ammon and Rogers, that slow start was perhaps expected by many. It's proved so far, as you said. Horde will try to get things going tonight. Big lad, 6'3". He wasn't a prolific goal scorer in college, but he scored 5 goals in the first 2 preseason games and put away 12 strikes in League Two last year.
It's a red-out night for the home opener. Fans receiving a complimentary T-shirt. It's $2 beer night. Tons of investment in this facility in the off-season, all debuting this evening. These fans have been waiting for 6 months to see soccer at CHI Memorial again. Should be a rowdy evening.
I need to try it first.
Sports are lifestyle. Teammate trust tackle ball. Electrolytes equal mouth success. Artificial flavor optimized for victory times.
Artificial? Nah. Body Armor knows nothing in sports should be artificial because there's no substitute for real. Real sweeteners, real flavors, real love of sport. Body Armor. Nothing is more real.
Do you know how fast you were going? 2.5 gig. With kids on the couch.
New 2.5 gig internet from EPB.
Slow down.
It's recklessly fast.
Too fast.
With SmartNet plus Wi-Fi.
Violation.
Turbocharging all your devices. More than twice the speed of the gig for just a little more. Only from EPB.
That is recklessly fast.
Mention all the additional investment being made into CHI Memorial Stadium for this year. Tennessee's first professional soccer-specific stadium will now have a natural grass pitch, a player wellness and clubhouse facilities on track to be completed this year, new strength, fitness, and recovery rooms, and all kinds of new things debuting at CHI Memorial this season. Our walkout kids tonight, shirts worn by the walkout kids, are brought to you by Brainerd Baptist School, expanding minds, preparing hearts as Chattanooga and Northern Colorado take to the pitch this evening before this Chattanooga home opener. And we'll see our starting 11s tonight, brought to you by Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the official sports medical group of the Chattanooga Red Wolves, because life happens in motion. And for the home side, they make several changes, Ross, from their Open Cup loss on Wednesday.
Yeah, 4 changes for Scott McKenzie. Siobhan Moskich's first league start of the season. What a hero he was in the final third last year. He's in for Coutinho. Malongo on a little support Mensah in the top. Well, Lukic, he'll have that free roll behind those two. We'll see what he was playing in the midfield last week, up top. Previous week, he's a jack of all trades for Chattanooga.
And for the visitors, they make 3 changes from Wednesday. We believe they'll line up in a 4-1-4-1.
Yeah, no sign of Billy King, a guy that started all but 2 games last season. He played in the Cup on Wednesday, but not in the squad tonight. Ethan Horde up top, the rookie. He'll need some support from Noah Patty. Loves to get forward as well, as does Marky Hernandez. Normally a super sub, but we see him in the starting 11 tonight.
He hates being called a super sub, as Ayman Zayed has told us multiple times. Played his way into the starting 11 late last year, and he is in there tonight as well. 9 goals for them last season. He scored a couple in all competitions this year. Northern Colorado scored a bunch in their first 2 Open Cup matches, which they won to progress to the 3rd round before a 2-1 defeat to FC Tulsa on Wednesday as they went out of the competition narrowly. There's our center referee tonight, Alejo Kalume, as he gets set to get us underway. Officials all in their yellow tops and black shorts. Very Borussia Dortmund-like look for our 4 officials this evening.
And those of you that paid attention to the Cup midweek, red cards for either side. Ayman Zayed for NOCO, Gustavo Fernandez for Chattanooga. They do not carry over into league play. They will have to miss the first game next season in the Cup, so they will feature tonight. Hopefully, Zayed lasts the entire 90 minutes this time.
Yeah, he has vowed in the past not to speak to officials anymore. It can be tough to keep those pledges, of course, in the heat of the moment. The 2 sides huddling up before getting us underway tonight. Northern Colorado will be in their away white kits, trimmed in the navy blue. You see Chattanooga attacking from right to left in this first half, all in red with the white numbers and trim.
Listen, home opener delayed 3 weeks, but still exciting nonetheless. Northern Colorado will have to wait another month plus for theirs, obviously due to the weather in Colorado at this time of year.
TJ Bush in goal for Chattanooga tonight. He's in a good goalkeeper battle with Tim Trilk. He gets the nod this evening. There is our opening whistle. We're in motion in Chattanooga. Will the Red Wolves roll in their home opener, or can the Hailstorm spoil the party with their first league win of 2024? Ball out of play for an early throw on that far side.
Yeah, both of these teams have tried the 3 at the back of late. Both going, we think, with the 4 at the back tonight. We'll see how that plays out a little bit. 3 at the back seems to be a big trend in League One at the moment, Donnie. A lot of teams. We saw it a little bit last year with certain squads. Rick Wright also doing it with Greenville, just despite a bit of a mess in preseason. He admitted to us they've got it going now, Greenville for sure. They'll be in action tomorrow against Tormenta.
Yeah, it is an interesting system playing 3 at the back. It can look like 5 at the back sometimes when you're defending, as those wingers will drop in, but it's something that has become rather fashionable.
We've seen certain teams use midfielders, NOCO using midfielders. Bruno Rendon can certainly get up the field like a winger. Other teams like to use fullbacks at those wing-back spots.
Scrappy first minute. And the first foul of the match. Free kick for the home side.
Yeah, I think both of these teams coming off, stressful games on Wednesdays, right, for differing reasons. Legs maybe feeling a little bit. Number of changes, but still, you're just coming off game Wednesday, get off to a bit of a slow start here. You don't want to go out too quickly. Seeing an early press from Ethan Horde. He started the last League One game against Greenville, only managed 1 shot on goal. We're expecting a little more out of him tonight.
Horde has a couple goals in all competitions early this year. I mentioned all the goals he scored in preseason. That won him a spot on the team. He was just a trialist coming into the year. It's not at all a lock to make this team. Now finds himself starting their 4th league match of the year, and his press causes a turnover, and he could be in, but a poor first touch. He's back onto it, Horde. Might line up the strike. Horde goes for goal, and it's straight at TJ Bush, who then fumbles it across the end line. It'll be a corner. Frantic sequence. First set piece of the match coming for the visitors.
Encouraging work there from Ethan Horde, as you mentioned. Great press, just that first touch after he got the gift. Couldn't play himself through. Noah Powder, you can see there, wanted it on the right, but it was a good strike in the end by Horde, forced the corner.
Which will be taken by Noah Powder, the Trinidad and Tobago international.
He really is the heart of this team, Noah Powder.
His in-swinger low toward the near post, bouncing all the way to the top of the area. Horde looking to get turned with it. Still Horde. And then that next touch, and then he bundles over the defender and commits the foul.
He's an interesting character. He played Green Bay in college as well as UC Davis, and he didn't score many goals. He actually played a lot of defense, and then came out in League Two last season, scored 12 goals in 11 games, and obviously got the trial with NOCO, now finding himself starting again in League One, as this team really looks to solve their offensive troubles. Do have some, obviously, plenty of firepower on the bench with Irvin Parr and Jake Keegan if needed later on.
Yeah, Yeah, Irvin Parra, a guy they're expecting a big comeback year from after he returned from cancer treatment very late last season. One of the best stories in League One in 2023. Really a lost season for him, but hasn't quite gotten going yet this year and played the full 90 minutes in midweek, so rested at the start of this game.
He's got it going with the minutes, Donny, which was the problem last year. Right, they really couldn't allow him to play too many minutes, as we see the ball bubbling around a little bit. We'll see if that becomes an issue tonight. Listen, we talked pre-game, Donny, about the grass. Listen, every player wants to play on grass. It's a great investment that this club's put in. It's going to take a little time for the grass to grow, but once it does, it's going to be beautiful. Only a handful of teams, remember, in League One playing on natural grass. Obviously some because of the climate where they reside.
Attempted through ball runs all the way to Lalo Delgado. Will have his first touch 4 minutes in. Excellent goalkeeper for Northern Colorado, Ayman Zayed. Insistent that he should have won goalkeeper of the year last year, having the most clean sheets and the most saves in League One. Was not the case in reality, but he certainly had a strong case for it.
Listen, goalkeeper of the year is one of the toughest awards to give out. Do you give it to the guy with the most saves, or is that just an indictment of how perhaps poor your defense is at times? I don't know. It's definitely a difficult award to give. It's more than just saves, and it's all about presence and communication and the ability to lead from the back. Delgado certainly does that with the best in League One.
Long from Johnny Fenwick, who spent 5 years in USL Championship, and a no-co throw right by that midway stripe. I mentioned that new surface, Ross. Talked with Chattanooga head coach Scott McKenzie in midweek. He said he's really grateful, the team's grateful. It's not cheap to take out a turf field and put in a grass one. As you said, it's something all players want. Of course, some top international players won't even consider playing on your field if it's not grass. So a long-term investment that will pay off in the long run, as that's out for a throw.
It's just unfortunate that the League One season is what it is, right? It's not like leagues around the world where you get that break over the summer where you can really put the grass in quickly and get it to grow with the sun. It's difficult to do it during the winter. Chattanooga certainly tried their best to get it ready for the home opener.
Here's Noah Powder. And Powder again. Back to goal now. Lays it off. Further along for Lucky Oprah, and Oprah strikes, blocked by Walefe. Oprah then by the corner flag. Cycles it back. Patrick Langlois, who has experience in the Australian A-League, played for Newcastle Jets from Australia, but was originally born in San Diego. He grew up in Australia, I should say, so has an American passport, which made it much easier for Northern Colorado to bring him in. As Oprah goes down, and it will be a free kick for Northern Colorado.
You're seeing Oprah on this right side. He can play both fullback spots. Scored in the last League One game that lost to Greenville. Another look at it here. See how much there was really in this. Oh yeah, loose elbow there from Pedro Hernandez. The Oprah appears to be okay.
All our replays tonight brought to you by Rodriguez Dentistry.
Yeah, the fullback's going to be key tonight for Hailstorm. We saw what Arthur Rogers did from that spot. He spent most of the last couple of seasons. He did play a bit of midfield and a bit of center back as well, but did his real damage out wide. And Oprah and Rendon, two of the best attacking fullbacks in the league.
So Noah Powder getting ready to swing one in left-footed. See the white shirts lining up at the top of the 18-yard box. Defending set pieces was an issue for Chattanooga in midweek. This one into a decent area, but defended well. That ball hang up and stay in play. Marky Hernandez could not keep it in. It is a goal kick. Check out the new 2024 Chattanooga Red Wolves kit, along with t-shirts, scarves, novelty items, and much more at ChattanoogaRedWolves-SC.com.
Yeah, you mentioned set pieces. Those corners were a big time issue. Donnie, that was just a free kick there, but similar to a corner, they were sitting very deep. Only see teams defending on top of the 18.
Turned over in Northern Colorado. A little miscommunication there between Horde and Powder. I think Horde thought Powder was going to continue his run. It's a little danger sign for Chattanooga, though, having the turnover forced in their defensive third. A couple times they've lost the ball in dangerous spots in these first 10 minutes.
Ethan Horde showing some fresh young legs up top. putting that pressure on. I think the key to both sides tonight. Not make those mistakes under pressure.
Siobhan Marsh to pull the strings for Chattanooga's first attack of the night. Surprised Malongo, who is offside.
Yeah, the timing was just a little off there. Chattanooga had such a great season 2 years ago, getting to the championship game, and the 17 departures this offseason after a disappointing 2023 campaign. But Ricky Ruiz, love to see him back with the Red Bulls after a couple of seasons in the USL Championship. Obviously some big injuries early already this season. Johnny Philippe out with that knee injury sustained in the opener against Lexington. Renteria hurt in pre-season. Things have just been a little tough early for Scott McKenzie, the delayed opener. But it's a great crowd tonight, as always, in Tennessee.
See that press again, causing issues for Chattanooga. They're just able to play their way out. Now could build something down this left side. Hernandez advancing. Good battle there, and a free kick for Chattanooga. Stefan Lukic did well.
Chattanooga have had great success in home openers, Danny. They've never lost one. 3 wins, 2 draws in their home openers. You mentioned it was supposed to be March 30th. Obviously mentioned in the pregame, NOCO's got to wait a few more weeks for their home opener.
Yeah, Northern Colorado, this will be 3 straight seasons they've had to start the year with 6 straight league games on the road. If you count their Open Cup games this year, it'll be 9 in a row before their home opener in late May. But that's because their facilities finishing construction. As here's a left-footed strike, good save. Lalo Delgado forced into action for the first time and able to pounce on the rebound. First shot of the match for Chattanooga comes 10 minutes in, and we're still 0-0.
Yeah, good strike and a good, equally good save. Full stretch. Perhaps should have claimed that. Lalo, it was a comfortable height for him. Luckily, there was nobody there waiting for the rebound from the Red Bulls. But you mentioned starting on the road, Donnie. I think we've talked to Eamon Zayed about this over the years. He seems to think there's positives and negatives about it, right? Get to go on the road, get to know your new teammates, especially over those few away games. Obviously, if you can pick up a bunch of points on the road, come back cool.
That was a heavy challenge from Lukic. He's whistled for it. What further action does referee Alejo Kalume take? It is a yellow card. First caution of the night comes in the 11th minute. Lukic into the book.
Look at it here on the replay. Not sure how much contact there was. Certainly, it was on the way through. He certainly didn't catch him on the initial slide. Sort of caught him. Yeah, Stefan Lukic saying there wasn't much in that. An early yellow. Obviously, former Hailstorm man. There's a look at Eamon Zayed with going with the fleece tonight.
I was going to say, without his trademark sweater this evening, he's become known for wearing those Aran sweaters from the Aran Islands off the coast of Galway in Ireland. It's an area famous for their wool knitted sweaters, or fishermen's sweaters as they're known, but not wearing one tonight, Eamon. Maybe taking a break after the midweek Open Cup exit. Did say he bought a few more in the off season in his visit back home.
You need them in Colorado, that's for sure.
Walefe.
Walefe, the only man left from the 2019 first ever Red Bulls team. That's been here the whole time, that is. Ricky Ruiz left and came back.
Walefe, the longest tenured Red Wolf. An original Red Wolf.
He's so solid there at the 6th spot. When they went to the back 3 recently, he would drop back and help out. Turn it into a back 4 when needed. He certainly defies his age with that engine in the middle.
Neat little triangle played by Noko there. Then unable to progress it further was Kwakwa.
It looks like Langlois is going to play a little double pivot alongside Enoch Kwakwa with Danny Robles in front of them. Robles certainly more of an attacking midfielder than the other two. Langlois can get forward at time, as can Kwakwa, but certainly the more true number 6 of the 3.
Forward by Hernandez, but overshoots his targets. Scrappy first 13 minutes. Either side has gotten into their rhythm. Northern Colorado creating a couple opportunities with that high press. Chattanooga with the 1 strike from Siobhan Marsh from outside the area that forced that good save from Delgado. Long ball down the left now is dealt with by Leo Fala, another former Hailstorm player. Good shielding by Horde. Switch to the right. Good ball into the feet of Lucky Oprah. And Oprah's cross. And Bush watches it sail harmlessly over his bar. And a goal kick for Chattanooga. Coca-Cola is the exclusive soft drink of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Will play out from the back. Hailstorm able to win it back and look to build something from that. Oprah, a flick along from Danny Robles.
The Oprah and Rendon swap. They normally play the opposite sides. They tried it, a little swap in the midweek against Tulsa. And obviously, Eamon Zayed liked what he saw. We'll see if they stay there for the entire 90 minutes.
Oprah again, but ran out of space. Throw for Chattanooga. Yeah, that is an interesting one. They traded sides sometimes last year, too. Lucky Oprah, a guy that Eamon Zayed has said isn't necessarily naturally a left back or a right back, but has worked into that position starting last season.
Yeah, it's all about matchups, Donnie. And obviously Chattanooga, for those that follow them, midfielders playing fullbacks at the moment for the most part in Hernandez and Gomez, not natural fullbacks by any means. We'll see if those two can take advantage. Oprah and Rendon, so effective going forward. Very different players. Rendon just such a powerhouse.
Lefe, always calm. Well done by Ruiz. There's that press forcing another turnover. Here comes Marky Hernandez. Hernandez to his left. Hernandez wide. Well, again, hates being a sub. Wants to prove he can be a full-time starter. Was down the stretch last year. Had an opportunity there and didn't miss by much.
Yeah, good luck. Left-footed strike. Just past that far post of TJ Bush.
Tons of space in the middle of the pitch for Chattanooga. And ball out to Mael Malongo, misfired. Had a lot of room to perhaps advance there into the midfield. Lefe unhappy with himself.
Yeah, tons, almost too much time, Donnie. He looked up and saw that potential for the sweeping ball left.
Usually a guy who will sit deeper in front of his back line and shield.
Correct myself earlier, it was Leo Fowler, the other original 2019 Red Wolf. Ruiz came on in 2020.
We'll run out of play before Malongo can catch up.
Yeah, both teams just a little out of sync so far in these first 16 minutes. Most of the chances have come from the press, as you mentioned, Donnie, and the transition. Both teams struggling to get things going either on the ground or directly in the air so far. Both two teams still trying to find themselves. Obviously, mentioned the loss of Trevor Ammon and Arthur Rogers. I know that's only two guys, but both these teams really been gutted up the spine. Rob Cornwall gone as well from Chattanooga. It's just a very difficult thing to recover from when you lose that entire spine of your team. It's going to take a few more games, especially they've only played 2 or 3 games each. Such a short preseason now to the CBA in USL League One. So it's going to take these teams a little bit of a while to get things going.
Kwakwa whistled for that foul, so a free kick for Chattanooga.
Mentioned Rob Coleman, obviously Leo Fowler, his center back partner towards the end of last year, now on the other team.
Chattanooga not much in the attacking department so far tonight. Chance perhaps to create something from a set piece.
Got some height with the likes of Fernandez and Fowler.
Ricky Ruiz scoops it in and runs all the way through to Delgado. Two other games in League One tonight as we see the free kick again.
It was a strange delivery. It seems like the Chattanooga players there were looking for more of a lower pace delivery, and it came a little looping and over both of their heads, thanks to, as I said, thankfully for Lalo Delgado.
It's a long ball, Horde tussling for it. Elsewhere in League One, Spokane about to defeat Richmond, looks like. They lead 2-0 at City Stadium in Richmond in second half stoppage time. That'll be a good win for Velocity away from home. Earlier, Union Omaha and Charlotte Independence drew 0-0. Union Omaha's home opener, they have 7 points from their first 3 games this year.
Yeah, Spokane up to 10 points in a tie with Greenville. Top of the table for the first-year team. Great to see. Normally first-year teams have struggled in their debut year in League One, but not Spokane so far. 3 wins now to match the league high, also with Greenville as well as Knoxville.
Taken away by Robles, who was tugged back. He wants a yellow card for that. He's going to insist on it. You have to be careful about doing that, of course. Ayman Zayed also lobbying. Just a free kick.
For the man with 600+ K Instagram followers. You and I were talking about this earlier in the week, Donny, but how a League One coach has that many Instagram followers. Now listen, he was a bit of a cult hero in Ireland and Iran, so I get it, but still 600K is more than I think all but 6 MLS teams, which is just an insane number. We didn't get a chance to talk to him this week, so I didn't get a chance to ask him with the short turnaround after Wednesday's cup loss, but next time I talk to him, I will ask him how he has so many Instagram followers.
He is a sneaky celebrity. There is Scott McKenzie, meanwhile, took over late last year, sparked a late season turnaround. Wasn't enough for Chattanooga to qualify for the playoffs, but gave them a lot of hope for this year. They've rebuilt this roster significantly. This ball into the middle, first time strike, came off 1 foot and then spun right past Noah Powder. Of course, prefers the left. He's trying to hit it on the half volley with the right and couldn't make a connection. Northern Colorado continuing to be the more dangerous of the sides, though, over these opening 20.5 minutes. And Chattanooga continuing to not quite click through the midfield.
Yeah, there's missing that connection, Don, as you mentioned, between the defense and the attacking portion. Siobhan Marsh pinching in a little bit from that left side. Used to seeing him do so much of his damage last year out wide. Letting Malongo patrol out there on the left for now.
Long raking ball out of the back, but much too long in this case.
Yeah, we had a good chat with Scott McKenzie midweek. Very cerebral guy. As it came from their League Two team in Park City. Mentioned did a great job last year after coming in.
Yeah, won 2 division titles at Park City in League Two in the Red Wolves system.
He said he was disappointed in that cup loss midweek, but not disheartened. He said it was a good performance. Birmingham are obviously a good side. He said 2-2 would have been a fair result. Obviously, it was 2-2 after 90 minutes. Didn't end up being that way.
Noah Powder. Way back to his defense. I mentioned that red card right at the end of normal time on Wednesday. Made things very tough for Chattanooga in extra time.
It was a smart red, though, by Gustavo Fernandez. He was through on goal, and if Fernandez hadn't done what he'd done, I think it would have been ended it perhaps in 90 minutes. One of those ones that he knew it as well. He just turned around and walked off.
TJ Bush, really interesting goalkeeper battle early this season for Chattanooga, and Scott McKenzie did acknowledge that it is absolutely a battle. More on that in a moment as the Red Wolves go to the attack with Malongo. Malongo will spray it to the right. Overlapping run being made down that right side. Now being found, Omar Gomez up from that right back spot. Looking for support, didn't really have it initially, does earn a throw.
Yeah, goalkeeping battles are always interesting one, Donny, because some coaches just like to have that #1 going into the season, not have to worry about that position in midweek battles. Certainly not Scott McKenzie. He's got certainly, I would say, the best pairing in League One. Tim Chalk has done his job at the USL Championship as well as League One level. Lalo Delgado, we saw what he, excuse me, not TJ Bush, we saw what he did last season. Yeah, it's going to be, I get it, I like the competition midweek. I'd rather have competition at other positions, I think, than goalkeeper. But as long as the back four are comfortable with both of them, some coaches like Scott enjoy that battle.
They signed TJ Bush initially, and then Tim Trilk became available to them. Played with Indy 11 last year, but he's living in Chattanooga. He's made it his home. So they couldn't pass up the opportunity to bring him in too. So two very experienced, high-quality goalkeepers, and both vying for that #1 shirt. Nobody home there for Chattanooga. Over midway through, a goalless first half.
Yeah, Papa Mensah, we've barely mentioned his name so far, Donnie. Eamon Zide will be happy about that. Scott McKenzie won't be. But we know how he can just pop up and change games in the matter of split seconds, like he did against Fuego. Capitalized on any half mistake from that back line.
Able to win a loose ball there. Chattanooga not quite able to connect. Front three not firing so far. Free kick for the visitors. Frustration from some of the home fans.
Yeah, just a bit clumsy there from Leo Fowler.
Body Armor is the official sports drink of the Chattanooga Red Wolves, and Metro is the official HVAC company of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. About 20 minutes remaining in this first half. Be an interesting one for Northern Colorado if this game continues level deep into the second half. Obviously, we're a long way from there yet, but Northern Colorado, no wins, 2 defeats, a draw so far in 3 league games. Still very early in the League One season. Although not as early as it would have been at this juncture last year, because there are only 22 league games for everybody this season instead of 30 with the introduction of the new Jägermeister Cup. That takes up additional games that were played in the league last season. So, as Yogi Berra used to say, it'll get late early this year. And you obviously don't want to dig yourself a hole. So, at Northern Colorado, a point on the road is usually a good result. It would be a good result for them tonight. We'll see how they choose to play it, if it stays this way or level late on.
Yeah, I like the new balanced schedule. That's how it is almost everywhere around the world. The home and away against everybody. It does make a big difference. But obviously the 2 extra playoff spots this year to help make up for that.
Well, this is poked away. It's Robles. Danny Robles wide. What a chance. Oh, they create another opportunity with that high press, and Robles can't believe he missed. Noah Powder can't believe he didn't square it. It stays 0-0.
Yeah, great. Pick the pocket there, cut back inside, and then instead of going with the right foot, try to go with the outside of the left foot. That's a difficult technique at any professional level. Didn't quite work out for Robles, but yeah, worrying times for Chattanooga at the back. It looked a little shaky at home here.
Was left short and intercepted by Malongo, who looks to charge the other way on the counter. He has Marsh down the left side, tried to play it centrally instead for Mensah. Didn't work. It's going to be a throw for Northern Colorado.
Still just 1 shot on target for each team as we approach the half-hour mark.
I think we're seeing from Chattanooga especially how they need to play a run of games. That's not something they've been able to do so far this year with those couple of postponements. And that's something Scott McKenzie spoke about this week. I asked him if it had been a draining week because, of course, they went all the way to the West Coast last week to play at Central Valley and then to Tulsa in midweek in the Cup game where they played 120 minutes. So I asked if it had been draining, and he said, no, it's been invigorating. We're happy to be playing games finally. We need games.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You want, thank goodness for the Open Cup, because otherwise these two teams would have been starving for games for differing reasons, obviously.
Here's Horde, marauding into the box. 2 red shirts in front of him. Horde wriggles his way through, tried to pull it back to the penalty spot and just missed.
He's got great technical ability for a big guy. Ethan Horde, he's always going forward, Donnie. His weight's always going towards goal. Every time you get that ball in the box, he's a threat to unleash something. Couldn't quite get it out of his feet that time, though.
Northern Colorado continuing to look the more dangerous of the two teams, but we remain 0-0.
Obviously with a 3 games in a week. It's good to have those games, but you've got to make changes. It's not like you have the consistency of an 11 from a Saturday to a Saturday, perhaps. Plenty of changes. Not a ton of changes for each team coming into this one. Perhaps less than we thought we might see.
Sliding challenge from Malongo. Pushed that away. Malongo with it at his feet now.
But Scott McKenzie was talking about, right, the lack of depth at the moment with the 2 key injuries to Renteria and Philippe. They see running with 19 guys at the moment, full-time pros. Perhaps have to deal with that at some point in this season. Perhaps pick up somebody for a short-term deal.
Gomez was trying to make that overlapping run from right back again. He goes down after some contact. They'll need to attend to him.
That one looked awkward.
Well, you hope that's an "I'll be all right" smile from Omar Gomez, but we'll have to see. Played for Park City Red Wolves in League Two last year. The shake of the head doesn't look great. Let's see it again.
Almost looked like he landed awkwardly, grabbed the hamstring immediately. Went to stretch it with the toe. See if he's able to continue. Never a good sign when you see somebody grabbing the hammy on the way down.
Looked like a substitute was being prepared in that Red Wolves touchline. We'll see momentarily. And the grimace from Gomez doesn't look great as he's back to his feet.
Do have a couple of viable options on the defensive end on the bench, like Jamil Roberts and Declan Waters. Yeah, this one doesn't look particularly good. Gomez may try to run this off. Trainer's giving the thumbs down, though.
Well, if you can't watch the match, you can turn on Sirius XM FC 157. That's North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Gomez making the slow walk back toward the bench.
Yeah, wisely so. That'll give whoever's coming in for him, if he does call it a day here, a little bit of time to warm up. Let's get some stretching in. That's about it, though. Another injury situation to deal with for the Red Wolves.
Early decisions for Scott McKenzie, earlier than you would normally want to have to make them as a head coach. Ayman Zayed, I think, not happy with how long this sequence has taken. Normally when you're the home team, you're the one who's annoyed when the tempo slows down. But in this case, Northern Colorado have been the aggressors, and they've had the better of this opening half hour, and I think they will be annoyed here that the momentum that they were starting to build has perhaps been taken away.
Well, you got to play on without him on the pitch, or you got to make the substitution. I get why Ayman Zayed's disappointed, because Chattanooga not making the decision yet, it appears. Maybe Gomez is going to give it a go.
Lalo Delgado, among other things, made a number of penalty saves last year. Became known as something of a penalty specialist. Just had a tremendous impact on the team last season, but only called on once so far tonight. Did make a good save early on from Siobhan Marsh. Not much else to do. Might have something to do here, though, as here comes Stefan Lukic. Ball on the right, a little heavy, and unable to keep it in play was Pedro Hernandez. He was switched over to that right side now. We'll see if Hernandez moving from left back to right back is permanent or just temporary, with Gomez off the pitch for now. They win it back here, Chattanooga, by the end line, swinging it in left-footed and just flicked away, with Malongo crashing that back post. It had to be dealt with, and was, by Bruno Rendon.
Yeah, it was good work by Ricky Ruiz.
Chance to counter now. Northern Colorado right down the middle. Poked along by Robles, into the path of Horde. Horde back into the area. Horde with a step over, left-footed strike, and a leaping grab by TJ Bush. Horde didn't get all of it. Not sure if that would have been on target. Another opportunity for Northern Colorado, and now it's end-to-end.
Yeah, things are opening up here. Jamil Roberts, you may have seen there on now at left back. As you mentioned, Donny Pedro Hernandez moving to the right back spot. So Jamil Roberts, who has seen a good amount of action this season, at fullback or wing back.
Space is opening up. Flick on beautifully to Robles, who returns it to Marky Hernandez, who spreads it to Horde, and Horde! Great sliding block. Jamil Roberts just on the pitch, may have saved a goal. Whose will that be? It'll be a goal kick. Maybe a free kick for Chattanooga, as perhaps Bush was fouled by Horde as he clutches his right arm. Big moment. Again, the opportunity for the visitors. And Jamil Roberts, the hero.
Yeah, superb sliding stop he committed. Jamil Roberts, another one of these midfielders turned into a fullback by Scott McKenzie. Those may be familiar with his College Cup heroics a few years ago for Marshall, as well as his heroics in a particular USL League One playoff match.
See this really good crowd at CHI Memorial. Big youth soccer tournament in the area taking place, and so a lot of those teams are in attendance tonight. This makes for a great atmosphere. Here come the Red Wolves now. Loose ball knotted down in the midfield, lofted further by Malongo. Loses out to Kwakwa and then fouls him.
Good little battle there. You know, Kwakwa on it. Ball wasn't still. He disagrees.
Yeah, Northern Colorado irate. They wanted to get that started right away.
Kwakwa is just the perfect six, the low center of gravity, the work rate. He showed it there.
10 minutes remaining in the first half, plus probably some stoppage time after that lengthy injury delay. And Omar Gomez did have to leave the match, replaced by Jamil Roberts. Free kick served long to the right, served very accurately to Lucky Oprah. Switched numbers in the offseason, probably not a coincidence. He's wearing number 13 now. USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Great to be on CBS Sports Golazo Network tonight.
Well, exciting times. The more people, the more eyes we get on USL League One, the better. Golazo available in so many different ways. CBS Sports app, CBS Sports website, Paramount Plus, Pluto as well.
That was not kept in play. It's a throw for Chattanooga. The only 24-hour soccer-only free streaming network. As USL continues to gain more and more exposure every year. Of course, had that Louisville Indy 11 match, CBS, big CBS, a couple weeks ago.
What a game that was.
Yeah, 5-3. Louisville City, incredibly. Couldn't have scripted a more entertaining network television debut for the league.
Back US Open Cup action in a couple of weeks, 2.5 weeks. Tormenta still alive, Charlotte Independent still alive, Union Omaha. They'll get a game against Sporting Kansas City. So you remember those two teams playing a couple of years ago, Donnie.
This is one back by Northern Colorado. Robles and Horde, who's drifted out to the left now. Horde stepping into the middle. Leaves it for a teammate.
Yeah, he had Rendon on the overlap. Didn't quite see him in time.
Hernandez now looking to serve one in with the left. Well blocked. Ricky Ruiz got the foot in the way. He's a two-time USL League One All-League member. Ford heaving in the long throw.
So Hernandez and Ruiz familiar with their time when Hernandez was with the Red Wolves a few years ago. About plenty of time in practice with, as familiar as those two, as similar positions they play. Very similar players.
Powder. Kwakwa. Neat switch. Deflects and is taken by Gustavo Fernandez.
Yeah, both teams just having trouble with the quality of their final ball in the final third so far here in this game.
Menza dropping deep to pick up that ball. He's hardly touched it in this first half.
Yeah, Chattanooga with 0 touches in the opponent's box so far, Danny. That's an astounding stat, considering the amount of offensive talent in this front five.
They're right in this game. Still have a chance to take the lead here. Decent ball, almost threaded its way through. Sliding challenge by Johnny Fenwick to prevent that. And the outside of the football might work. Well defended though. Gustavo Fernandez again in the way for Chattanooga. Jameel Roberts. Bending one beautifully around the back line. Delgado comes out, doesn't get there. Squared into the middle and stabbed goalward, and there it is! Big Papa strikes again for Chattanooga. Papa Menza, 6th goal in 5 games in all competitions. And Chattanooga, after being on the back foot for most of this first half, strike first. They're off and running in front of their home crowd. 1-0.
Yeah, Lalo Delgado will want this one back. He initially came for it, then stopped, and then by the time he made the decision again to go for it, it was too late. Lovely ball by Jameel Roberts over the top for Malongo. You saw Delgado, he didn't commit the penalty, which was always a chance, and it was a quality finish in the end from Menza. It was Langwa covering back with the sliding challenge. The outside of that wasn't an easy finish by any means. Excuse me, Johnny Fenwick chasing back in the end, but Jameel Roberts with a lovely ball, and Delgado with the poor decision. And as a result, it's 1-0 to the home team. And that man again.
Three goals last Saturday at Central Valley. Back on the score sheet tonight. You talked about him earlier in the half. Hardly had a touch, hardly said his name. Only takes one moment when you're a striker. There it was.
We talked about Scott McKenzie having midfielders playing fullback. That's when it can help you. With a ball like that for Jameel Roberts to unlock that Hailstorm back line.
Colorado looking for an immediate response, and Rendon's onto this. His square ball cut out at the expense of a throw. That's a goal that, for multiple reasons, will be so frustrating to Northern Colorado to concede like that. Played very well for long stretches of this half, causing issues. Find themselves behind now. Just a few minutes to go until halftime. Can they respond before the break? This cross looped in and easily taken by Bush. As the smoke rises from behind that goal. I mentioned they're unbeaten in home openers. At CHI Memorial, Chattanooga Red Wolves. This has become one of the toughest places for visitors to play in League One. Intimate fans right on top of the pitch, loud.
It was a tale of 2 seasons last year for Red Bulls. They only lost 4 of their 16 home games last season in the league, but then had 13 losses on the road. Only the 2 wins, and the 17 losses total was the 2nd most in the league. If they just played 500 ball on the road, they would have made the playoffs last year. Yeah, this is becoming a fortress in USL League One.
It's a neat touch by Malongo, but spun out of play. You mentioned Jameel Roberts playing that ball for Malongo that led to the goal a moment ago. It's kind of looked as though Chattanooga has perhaps gone to a back 3 after the injury to Omar Gomez. They have played a back 3 at times over the last couple of years. Jameel Roberts, as you mentioned, moving more, whether he's officially playing in the midfield or not, looking like it in the early minutes since he came on. With the pre-assist, if you will, on that goal.
Yeah, he certainly got the ability and the skill to play at the wing-back spot. See, Scott McKenzie sticks with it, especially at halftime, and he gets a little more time to assess things tactically.
Looking for a free kick here, Northern Colorado. They're going to get one. It's Horde who is twisted to the turf in the estimation of Alejo Kalume. Viofala disagrees, so does Walefe.
Chance here to put some pressure on the Chattanooga backline that we mentioned earlier had some terrible trouble dealing with set pieces on the Wednesday night. We asked Scott McKenzie, how do you win your battles at corners? He said you have to win the individual battles. He lost the battle 3 times in that game. About knowing your role, your responsibility, also about timing the subtlety and the flight of the ball. See if they do a good job here.
Noah Powder again on set piece duty. Looked to the top of the 6-yard box, found a player in white, but he was facing the wrong direction, and they also committed a foul. We're told there will be an additional 3 minutes added on at the end of this half. There it is. There it is. So not a lot of big chances in this first half. Most of them belong to Northern Colorado, but the goal belongs to the Red Wolves. As we enter first half stoppage time, Rapapa Menza in the 40th minute. There's the indication of the 3 additional minutes.
Yeah, plenty of things for both coaches to think about during the break. I mentioned Donnie, Hailstorm have had the half chances, just haven't been able to turn them into quality chances.
Here's Malongo. Pulling it back to Roberts. Roberts scored the winning goal in the 2022 League One final for Tormenta to beat Chattanooga, of course. That's out of play. And
oh, he fumbled it. The last second incomplete catch.
Ayman Zayed was a striker, not a goalkeeper in his playing days. The Wolves with more of a grip on the game in the midfield now.
I was trying not to mention that Jamil Roberts goal too much, Donnie. That's why I didn't get into specifics earlier, just for Chattanooga fans' memories, but they know who to come after now.
Yes, we apologize for any trauma caused, but
he's got a habit of that. As I mentioned, in the College Cup when he was at Marshall, I think he scored a winner in 3 straight rounds, including in the championship game. Now he's holding his hamstring too. Ricky Ruiz may want to hold on to this one for a second as Roberts goes down.
That would put Chattanooga in a very tough position. To have to make 1 injury change in the first half, to have to make 2 at the same position. Really be a tough break.
Thankfully for Scott McKenzie, we're in the age of 5 substitutes. Back in the day, this would be 2 out of your 3 gone before the break. He looks to be in some trouble, Jamil Roberts.
Scott McKenzie will huddle with his coaching staff. Let's see what would have happened to Roberts.
He was clearly feeling it from something previously. Mentioned the Johnny Philippe injury back in the opener. It was a strange one, just on a sliding tackle. Perhaps got his cleats caught in the turf at Lexington. That resulted in him with a knee injury that's going to end his season. And you can see Jamil Roberts certainly in some pain.
Well, Ayman Zayed consulting with his coaching staff as well. He'll be getting his halftime team talk ready. See, Roberts does not look like he's in a good way. Hey!
There's nothing more than a hamstring, Donnie, with the way he's walking. But does Scott McKenzie just try to get to the half here?
Yeah,
With
you would
10?
think so.
It's a risky move, especially certainly going to be at least another couple minutes added on now. We'll give him the chance to think things over at the break, though.
So the Red Wolves will dig in here and just try to see out this half. Take that 1-0 advantage into the break and regroup. Bit of a loose touch. And they lose the ball now, at least for a moment. Will Leffy, as he so often is, was there to clean up. So we're well beyond the 3 minutes that were indicated, but that injury to Roberts means that there will be more. Long ball down the right. Oprah will get to it. Up against Malongo. Robles. Powder onto his left. Noah Powder just over. Struck it with venom. Couldn't quite keep it down.
He could unleash him with that quality left foot, Noah Powder. Your hearts were in mouths when he cut back in. Had enough space to unleash that one. Not far over the bar off TJ Bush. See Malongo back helping out on defense for now.
Well, those are the moments, those are the finishes last year that so often fell to Trevor Ammon with his 28 goals in all competitions. And often set up by Arthur Rogers, who led League One in assists. And those two aren't here this year, as Northern Colorado fans are probably already tired of hearing about. But that is halftime. Interesting first half in the home opener for the Red Wolves. Chattanooga on the back foot for long stretches in the first half. But they're in front on the score sheet thanks to that man, Ropapa Menza, in the 40th minute, capitalizing opportunistically on a mistake by Lalo Delgado and the Northern Colorado defense. And so with 45 minutes gone and 45 to go tonight in East Tennessee, it's Chattanooga Red Wolves 1, Northern Colorado 0.
Yeah, plenty of things to think about for both coaches at the break and for differing reasons. Chattanooga down to 10 men with the injuries, and this man trying to figure out things in the final third.
Our halftime show is coming up. We'll send it back to the CBS Golazzo Network studio. Chattanooga in front through 45.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are driving a black Malibu with the plate number BPD 2710 in Hamilton County, we need you to move your car. I repeat, if you are driving a black Malibu with the plate number BPD 2710, we need you to move your car. Scenic Community Credit Union. Checking accounts that thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our local partner, Soccer Shots Chattanooga. Soccer Shots aims to positively impact children's lives. Soccer Shots aims to impact children who live in underserved communities through college soccer programs that support their physical and personal development. Soccer Shots is an engaging youth soccer program designed to introduce children ages 2 to 8 to the game of soccer. With trained coaches and age-appropriate curriculum, Soccer Shots provides a safe and supportive place for children to develop both athletically and personally, all while having a blast on soccer. Soccer Shots' mission is clear: to positively impact the lives of children through the game of soccer.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Or let's do it 7 minutes. Let's do it 7 minutes. Because we got 8 minutes, so 8 minus 7 is 8 minus 15 seconds.
Tonight, all of the kids' activities are brought to you by the YMCA, or Healthy Kids Today. But that's not all. The Y is giving away a 3-month family membership, all in the name of healthy living. If you are sitting in section 117, seat 10, you can claim your passes at the Hamilton Family Y. I repeat, if you are sitting in section 117, seat 10, you can claim your passes at the Hamilton Family Y. Players from Auburn FC will be participating in Scenic Community Credit Union's point toss tonight. Everybody get loud for all of our participants. The grass crew is presented by Snapdragon near you today. And thank you to our volunteers who are participating in fixing our beautiful pitch tonight. A special thank you to John Lombardi and Jonathan Angie from Mighty Dog Roofing and Speed Pro Chattanooga.
Chattanooga leading Northern Colorado as we're just a couple minutes away from the start of our second half. Donnie Barnes and Ross Davenport back with you from CHI Memorial Stadium in East Tennessee. Let's look at some other games going on around League One this evening. Two other games around the league, in fact, tonight. As elsewhere, it was Union Omaha and Charlotte Independence finishing goalless in Union Omaha's home opener at Werner Park. Union Omaha still off to a good start with 2 wins and a draw through 3. And tomorrow, South Georgia Tormenta at home to Greenville Triumph. Greenville red hot so far this year, looking to continue their great start to the season.
Yeah, I'll be bringing you that one tomorrow evening. Big win for Spokane. Earlier today, 2-0 goals by Romain Metenier and Andre Lewis puts them to a top of the table, 10 points with the Greenville Triumph. Obviously, they still have a chance to get back to the top tomorrow with that game against Tormenta, their longtime rivals.
Yeah, really impressive start for the first-year side, Spokane. Highlights from the first half of our game. It was a scrappy first half. Both sides struggled to get to grips with the game. Some chances, though, early on for Ethan Horde, who caused some trouble up top for NOCO.
Yeah, our player to watch, Ethan Horde, the rookie. He had some half chances, couldn't get the ball out from under his feet a couple of times. That shot was right at TJ Bush. Here he is again, causing trouble. On his left, though, at that time, didn't quite get enough on it. Got a bit of a deflection and into the hands of TJ Bush.
And Horde found himself on the ball again. That was a great block by Jameel Roberts, who played a big part in that first half after coming on with an injury. Here he'll play a ball down this left side, turns into a pre-assist. Tricky ball for Malongo. Delgado commits, doesn't get there. Malongo able to square it to Ropapa Menza. He is red hot. Hardly touched the ball in the first half, but touched it there into the back of the net.
That's what good strikers do, don't they? They get that one chance and take the opportunity. Lucky Opera caught napping there a little bit. Delgado with a late decision to come, and that cost them as Mensah gives Red Wolves the lead.
That was the lone goal of the first half. So interesting, because Northern Colorado, as you saw from that highlights package, it was a pretty accurate summation. They had the majority of the chances and the shots in the first half, but they find themselves trailing going into the second 45. And for Chattanooga, their injury problems worsen as we saw Jameel Roberts unable to continue at the end of the first half. They waited the final couple minutes of stoppage time to make a change, a further change, and now at the start of the second half, it appears that Declan Waters has come on. So 2 injury substitutions forced to be made by Scott McKenzie and Chattanooga in the first 45. First, it was Omar Gomez who went off the pitch, grabbing his hamstring about 25 minutes in. Jameel Roberts came on in his place. Again, played his part, saved a goal at one end, set up a goal at the other, but then he had to leave as well. And so we're back underway for the second 45. And can Chattanooga salt away a win in their home opener, or can Northern Colorado rally for a big result on the road?
We'll see where Declan Waters ends up slotting in, more of a center back by trade. Started every US Open Cup game in all 3 rounds for Chattanooga, as well as that win over Fuego last weekend. Got a yellow card 8 minutes into that one. Looks like he'll line up at center back.
Leffy looks like he's moved more into an advanced midfield role, not an attacking midfield role necessarily, which he normally does not do at all, but further forward than normal. First attack for the Red Wolves now in the second half. Malongo strikes with the right, took a deflection, runs through for Marsh. Not sure if he was onside or not. He lets it run out of play. It is a corner. Smart by Siobhan Marsh. First set piece of the second half.
Declan Waters, as you see now, making his way into the box. A tall defender, give him a target here.
Out swinging corner to be taken by Ricky Ruiz, with the youth of Chattanooga cheering him on. First referee Alejo Kalume, something to sort out in the box. Now Ruiz can deliver. It's headed away by Noah Powder. Marky Hernandez chasing it. Back with Ruiz. A couple of deft touches and maybe a high boot from Marky Hernandez, and this will be a yellow card. And Stefan Lukic, I think, is lobbying for more. First caution of the night for Northern Colorado.
Just clumsy there by Hernandez. He's always going to be second best. Oof, that was nasty. Hopefully, Ricky Ruiz's face is okay.
not sure if VAR were in play at this level, whether that might get reviewed for more than a yellow. I don't think Hernandez meant to kick.
Yeah, he was certainly making a play on the ball, Donny. He was just a little reckless. I think yellow was probably appropriate. A chance for a dangerous set piece here, though. Ruiz, let's see if he can provide a more accurate delivery this time with the left foot, the outswinger.
Queuing up on the edge of the box. Those red shirts. In from Ruiz and punched away by Delgado. Strong punch, like he could have caught it in theory, but if you're going to punch, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision. There was really no traffic around him. Could certainly have claimed that one, but he did get good distance on it, Donny, as you said. Enough to get it out of the danger area.
All our replays tonight are brought to you by Rodriguez Dentistry. All Chattanooga Red Wolves goals tonight brought to you by Jonathan's Grill. The one in the first half from Ropapa Menza in the 40th minute. It was neatly settled by Pedro Hernandez. It stays in play along the touchline. Be taken on by Marsh. Tried to cut in field and was dispossessed. Breaking ball across the pitch, a good ball. And skipping past a man was Noah Powder, and now the whistle goes for a free kick. I wasn't sure for a moment if Alejo Kalume was going to blow the whistle, but he did.
Yeah, smart from Noah Powder there, taking on new left back Gustavo Fernandez. And with the injuries, now to move over from his centre back spot. Powder rightly trying to take him on.
Chance to swing one into the box here. Good delivery, what a save. TJ Bush. And it was offside. The flag went up. It would not have counted. That's still a phenomenal reflex save from TJ Bush.
TJ Bush had no idea the flag was up. Quality header from Robles. What a save from point-blank range from TJ Bush. He didn't know much about this. He was in the right position, though. He got those hands up quickly to parry it away. All for nothing in the end. Won't count in the stats.
Forward from Hernandez. Touched by Horde. Taken down by Chattanooga's Hernandez. That's Pedro. Lofted by Ruiz. Papa Menza pursuing, but Delgado away. And free kick goes for Northern Colorado to the consternation of the Chattanooga bench.
They'll had exactly the same body language. The hands up, asking what exactly that was for. Scott McKenzie knows how crucial the second goal will be in this game, especially with the makeshift back line. They've received some warning shots here in the first 6 minutes. Oh, what is Tim?
Oh, was that a back pass? Yes, I believe so. TJ Bush picked it up. I believe this is going to be an indirect free kick inside the penalty box. Rare and always interesting when it does take place. It's going to here. Mistake by Chattanooga. You just mentioned the makeshift back line, and I think we saw that bite them there.
See if it turns out to be the right decision by TJ Bush.
It's clearly a back pass deliberately played by Leo Fala.
I think perhaps Bush thought Fala was going to chest it back to him or head it back to him. Bush had committed so far out, he really had no choice but to jump on that one. Certainly would have been a risk to try and take a hack at it with Ethan Horg in the vicinity. Now an interesting free kick we don't get to see too often.
Indirect, so it has to be touched first before it can be struck on goal. See the massive wall lining up for Chattanooga.
It's certainly not 10 yards back just yet. They're going to have at least 6 in there. It looks like 7 maybe.
Could be worse from Chattanooga's standpoint because TJ Bush picked it up just a couple yards inside the penalty area. Maybe better if you're the free kick taker, though. Gives you a little bit more room to try to steer this shot around those massive obstacles in front of you.
This is one of those ones that you assume teams practice these in training, the indirects. Chattanooga wall will just be ready for that first touch. Keep an eye on Bruno Rendon here, hanging out on the edge of the box, perhaps for a slightly heavier touch out to him.
Yeah, he's lurking on that left side. Hernandez stepping away from it now, going into the wall. Looks like Robles is standing over it. He'll take the initial touch, perhaps. Noah Powder and Johnny Fenwick are also there. It's Powder who touches. Robles, Powder, and dispossessed, and it comes to nothing. And now Tons of red shirts galloping forward for Chattanooga. Northern Colorado have to race back on defense. Along that touch line, they run out of room, and well, that fizzles out for both sides.
Well, I think that free kick told us that perhaps the Hailstorm haven't practiced those indirect free kicks enough, because that was a complete mess. They were sort of hesitating and humming and hawing about how to touch it to one another, and ended up with Noah Powder doing nothing under pressure from the Chattanooga wall.
Hernandez. Chattanooga claiming an elbow from Rendon, who is much, much bigger than Hernandez.
That's good work by the referee, not penalizing Rendon for the physical advantage.
Now he does penalize Ethan Horde. Coca-Cola is the exclusive soft drink of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Body Armor is the official sports drink of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. As Walefi takes the free kick and pulls it back. Leo Fala goes long down the left. Upra hammering it down that touch line and out of play.
Yeah, those free kicks are always tough, Danny. The other one option of sort of, with the guy that's going to strike the ball, starting the run before you touch it. If you knock it to one side, it's always tough to get great contact, and you know you've got that wall charging at you. Difficult one to pull off. As we see Irvin Parra getting ready to make his entrance.
Yeah, Northern Colorado getting set to make their first change of the night, looks like. Interesting to see who gets taken off here. Might be Ethan Horde. That would be the straight up substitution if that's what Eamon Zayed decides to do. Horde had looked bright in that first half. Haven't seen much of him in the first 10 minutes of this second half. Now down the right side, here comes Robles. Space to serve and across. Robles waits, then strikes on goal from that angle, and Bush beats it aside. It'll be a corner. All kinds of white shirts arriving in the box. You saw Bruno Rendon wanted it to his feet. It's just a corner kick.
Yeah, he was there on the penalty spot waiting for it. Horde was back post. See what Robles was trying to do. But as you mentioned, Tony, it'll be interesting to see. Perhaps he takes off at the likes of Patrick Langlois and go with two up top.
Body Armor, the official sports drink of Chattanooga Red Wolves.
Haven't had too many attacking set pieces, Northern Colorado. Noah Powder takes this. Top of the 6-yard box, free man, and Bush makes the save on his line. Big chance for Marky Hernandez, who didn't make a clean connection with it, and another huge opportunity goes begging for the visitors.
Yeah, far too much space allowed for Marky Hernandez. It almost looked like it was going to hit Ethan Horde in front and direct. Deflect past, it just got the slightest of touches. And that was enough to perhaps slow it down. Another great job by TJ Bush. He almost started the dive early.
Another cutback, and that's headed away. And then struck with the right and pulled wide by Langlois.
Bush had started the dive early, not expecting the deflection. Sort of had to adjust himself on the way down. It slowed the ball down for sure. And that was enough. That ball may have got a deflection. It looks like another corner.
It is indeed another corner for Northern Colorado, who are cranking up the pressure now. Desperate to equalize. Make the scoreline from their perspective fit. I'm sure they'll feel the game has gone, other than that one mistake they made in the 40th minute that allowed Ropapa Menza to score. Of course, defensive mistakes are an important part of the game too. They were punished for theirs. I believe Northern Colorado are making a change. Irvin Parra is coming on. Parra, who played all 90 minutes in midweek, as we mentioned in the first half. I missed most of last season, receiving treatment for cancer. Tremendous story. Came back and scored in their last regular season match. In from Powder near post. Stabbed back out. Another corner coming.
Entering the match for Northern Colorado, number 10, Irvin Parra, and number 23,
Yeah, Jake Keegan also snuck on there just ahead of Irvin Parra, so Ayman Zayed making his intentions known here.
So this corner looped up into the air. Still not dealt with by Chattanooga, who wanted a foul. It's back at the feet of Powder. He scoops it back in again. Back post, took another deflection. Out again, and this time it's a goal kick. Rendon was there. And it just won't go for Northern Colorado in this opening hour tonight.
This one certainly looked like it took a deflection off a Red Bulls player. Well, maybe not. Right decision in the end from our referee. Yeah, it was all Rendon. Should perhaps have put that one on target. Hailstorm continuing to put the pressure on now with Parra and Keegan coming on. Certainly going to throw everything at this one here in the final half an hour.
So it was Robles and Hernandez who made way for Parra and Keegan. Poked forward toward the edge of the box. Here comes TJ Bush. Much simpler take for him this time. Bush made a couple good saves. Probably hasn't had as much to actually do as Northern Colorado will feel they should have forced him to.
Yeah, especially in that first half. See where Keegan slots in. He can go left or right. Looks like he may slip in behind Parra and Horde.
Parra after this, but spooned out of play by Declan Waters.
Obviously, it's hard for Scott McKenzie to respond with a defensive substitution of his own because he's so short on the bench now after those two changes with Roberts coming on and then leaving and Waters coming in.
Long throw bounces all the way through. Had to be dealt with by Falla. Still not out of the box. Contact on the edge of the 18. Chattanooga able to serve it away. They want a free kick. Again, they don't get one. That was fair from Kwakwa, says Alejo Kalume. The subsequent ball from Kwakwa, not ideal. Throw in for Chattanooga with nearly an hour gone.
Pedro Hernandez is feeling that challenge from Kwakwa. He just bounced off him. I don't think Kwakwa moved an inch. Rock solid.
All Northern Colorado over these last 10 minutes or so, but it's still Chattanooga who lead for now by a 1-0, thanks to that 40th minute goal from Ropapa Menza. Assisted by Malongo, initially set up by Roberts. Sometimes, even if you don't play well, if you can find that cutting edge pass in that moment of opportunity, you can still win. That's what Chattanooga are doing so far. Right now they're hanging on. That's kept in play by the end line. Across the face of goal and just over the head. And out for a goal kick.
Yeah, good work by Jake Keegan there, beating Hernandez one-on-one. Only had the one player to aim for in the box.
Well, Irvin Parra, back from such a long battle with cancer last year that forced him to miss almost the entire season. It's such an inspiring story. Ayman Zayed saying this goal he scored in the last regular season game, so appropriate. It was scrappy, wasn't the prettiest, but what a scrappy battle that Irvin Parra has had to fight in general just to get back on the pitch. Nobody thought he'd be back. Well, maybe not at all. Certainly not last season. And to score in that final regular season game, such a special moment for him, for the team, for League One, for everybody battling tough things in their life.
Yeah, we didn't show it at the end there, but he ran over to the bench and hugged a couple of members of the bench, including Ayman Zayed. It was great to see. Irvin Parra scored so many great goals at the Championship and League One level. But it's just awesome to see him back out there again.
This is a free kick for Northern Colorado. Noah Powder anticipating that, touched the ball. This the Chattanooga fans responded to, but the foul had already been committed, as Powder surmised. On we go. Northern Colorado still searching for that equalizing goal. Jake Keegan is to that left side. Irvin Parra, that wasn't the best return ball from him.
Jake Keegan now with his 4th League One club. We've seen him be effective out on that left side.
Taken away by Lukic. Now Menza. There's a man streaking down the right. That's Siobhan Marsh. Instead, Menza goes for goal. Thumped it off the defender, and Marsh screaming at Menza, who gives it right back.
I think it was the right decision by Ropapa. Marsh was making the run, but he was tracked back well. Wasn't really open for the pass, that's for sure. It's good defensive work in the end by Northern Colorado. As Chattanooga get a breather here, I was going to say it's going to be a long half an hour for these Red Wolves players and fans. He's going to have to hold on a little bit.
There's a run from Kwakwa. Forced to check up finally by Walefi. Kwakwa, there's that dangerous square ball. And they lose out, and Chattanooga can streak the other way. And Colorado do well to hustle back into position and halt that forward progress, though. Really a lot of physical play being allowed tonight.
Referee Kalume, I think he's refereed well tonight. So not too many decisions to complain about from either side. He's let them play.
At the moment, Ricky Ruiz disagrees, I think, but
he's probably still recovering from that kick to the face.
settled into a similar pattern to what we saw for much of the first half. Northern Colorado with the majority of the attacking play in territory. Chattanooga doing enough defensively, clinging on to that lead that they gained in the 40th minute. Metro is the official HVAC company of the Chattanooga Red Wolves.
It's funny that Enoch is just a single Kwa on his jersey.
Yeah, he does. He's listed as Kwakwa, K-W-A, K-W-A. Yeah, you're right. The back of his shirt just has the one Kwa. Scott McKenzie. Be interesting to hear his thoughts on these first 65 minutes. I'm sure they're complicated.
It's like Lucas Coutinho getting ready to make an entrance. It's an interesting one. Certainly some fresh legs at the attacking midfield spot. Former Greenville Triumph Tormentor man. Speaking of fallen, speaking of Parr, another guy that came back from a serious injury. Lucas Coutinho, one of the nastiest collisions I've ever seen on a soccer field a few years ago for Tormentor. He was out for a number of months with a head injury. Didn't think he would play the game again. But great to see him back as well. And a net change for the visitors.
Yep, it's going to be Chelo Martinez coming on for Enoch Kwakwa.
Entering the match for Northern Colorado, number 30.
Chelo Martinez, who scored a great goal on Wednesday in that 2-1 defeat at FC Tulsa. Beautiful curler from the top of the box. Played for Forward Madison, also previously for Rio Grande Valley and New Mexico United at the USL Championship level.
Yeah, a ton of experience at the USL Championship level, as you mentioned, Donnie.
This pitch ball cut out by Rendon. Good sequence out of the back by Northern Colorado. They look to move toward the front now. Allowed to run for Ethan Horde. And Horde, the overlap. Rendon by the end line. Rendon's cutback goes through everyone. Two white shirts crashing the 6-yard box, neither able to make contact. Back in it comes from the far side. Flicked along, there's TJ Bush again. Another save for the Red Wolves netminder. And Northern Colorado continue to knock, but can't find the answer just yet.
Great work here from Rendon. Fired that ball across. Unfortunately, it was behind both his teammates, charging into the 6-yard box. And another chance here. This one almost looked like it was going to squirt under TJ Bush. Got his body behind it, as all good goalkeepers should. And that was enough to keep it out, but Hailstorm continuing to turn the screw here.
Chattanooga getting set to make what looks to be a double change. So they had to make the 2 injury substitutions in the first half. Looks like Stefan Lukic is walking off. He's been on a yellow card since midway through the first half.
Thank you. I'm good.
So there's Lucas Coutinho on for Siobhan Marsh.
Entering the match for the Chattanooga Red Wolves.
So Omar Hernandez come on as well.
Hernandez for Lukic. They have it at the top of the area here. Here is Hernandez striking it wide.
He just caught it with his plant foot as he went to strike that.
So Chattanooga now have 2 Hernandezes on the pitch. Omar just coming on. Pedro striking that ball.
We didn't get to see 3 on at the same time. It's because Hernandez is off. They do have 3 total. Chattanooga.
These are important moments, though, as you mentioned earlier, Ross, for Chattanooga to have a little bit of attack time, some counter-attacking opportunity, get themselves up the pitch. Can't just sit back and defend for an entire half.
No, I like the changes from Scott McKenzie. Defense and attack, basically. Put that pressure on. Don't let them get through that final middle third. Coutinho, known more for his attacking midfield prowess, but he can certainly block things up in the middle as well, as you see Malongo now pressing high.
Delgado out of his area. Plays that ball out of the back. A bit of an adventure for Chelo Martinez, but he makes it work.
Lucky, lucky boy there. If that ball had been turned over, certainly could have been turned the other way into a potential chance for the Red Wolves. They had numbers and space.
Classy touch from Breck Evans, who calms things down. Approaching the final 20 minutes. Northern Colorado will be a bit disbelieving at the fact that they haven't scored yet. Chattanooga continue to do enough so far. Papa Menza's goal, the only one to this point. Rendon, lots of space on the left as he brings in Jake Keegan. Keegan's cross, back post again. Nobody in white can get a foot to it at the telling moment, and it stays 1-0.
My, oh my. Chattanooga continuing to live dangerously. Can't let any more of these balls come across the box like that. Somebody's going to find the end of one of them, you'd have to think. Still got 20 minutes to try and hold on here. 6 shots already in the second half for Northern Colorado. 11 touches in the opposition box. Chattanooga's 1 since the break. That tells the story.
So we've played 70 of the 90. Ayman Zayed still trying to solve the puzzle on the Northern Colorado bench. Always a very candid guy, Ayman Zayed. Of course, as a former striker, has scored so many goals. We talked to, I think, a year ago or so about how difficult it was for him when he first stopped playing and started coaching. Seeing chances fall to his strikers in the penalty box, feeling like he would have scored them and probably could still score them since he was still young enough to continue playing if he had wanted to,
Yeah,
knowing he can't do it anymore.
Yeah, that was a tough one. He did put 6 away. Obviously, a former Chattanooga player himself here in 2019. Doesn't like to talk too much about his time in Chattanooga. It was a bit of a tumultuous time with the club. He continued into 2020.
This is Gustavo Fernandez, who might have an injury issue, perhaps. He's being told he has to go off the pitch if he does indeed have an injury.
At least he didn't come back on. He didn't get to. Well,
He's
now if he
showing
gets
a
another one
card
of those,
now.
he won't. He didn't get to come back on Wednesday night when he got shown the red card.
That's right, he was red carded at the end of normal time in that Open Cup defeat at FC Tulsa.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official has issued a yellow card to Chattanooga Red Wolves number 19, Gustavo.
He's the only player on the pitch on a caution right now. Stefan Lukic was subbed off, as was Marky Hernandez, the 2 other yellow card recipients tonight. Clipped forward, just one forward to chase it. That was Horde. Nice touch by Para. Can Northern Colorado construct something from that? That pass just a little heavy. So the answer was no. And it's shielded by Malongo. He does well to work it forward. Wanted the return ball didn't receive it. But Chattanooga keep possession. That's fine for them as they lead in these final 20 minutes. Rendon. It is just kept in play by Chelo Martinez. Parra, who's dropping fairly deep since coming on. Basically playing in the midfield, normally a striker. Malongo, who's playing as the lone striker up top for Chattanooga, might have a man to his right, didn't use him. And he's hearing about it from Lucas Coutinho, who wanted the square ball, and he was in.
Yeah, Malongo just put his head down, trying to take players on. You saw Coutinho making that run. Unfortunately for him, Malongo didn't see him.
Heel flick from Keegan wins the throw. Still very delicately poised as we get late in this second half. Parra scooping it over the top. And Horde looked for a moment like he might get on the end of that, but it was not the case. Goal kick. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now.
I'd like to shout out our League One players doing great things in the championship. Greg Hurst, former Chattanooga Red Wolf, obviously, with a couple of goals tonight for New Mexico.
Yep, they're 2-2 with North Carolina FC in the final 10 minutes.
Noah Fuson, former forward Madison man, with a goal and an assist for Rhode Island with a 2-0 lead at Las Vegas on the road tonight. That'd be a big win for the New Boys.
TJ Bush was shown a yellow card for time wasting there, so he's now on a caution as well. Detroit City making it 5 wins from 5, by the way. They beat Oakland Roots 3-1 at Keyworth Stadium earlier tonight. What a start they're off to.
Danny Dicchio, what a job he's done so far there in Detroit. Some worries about who was going to score the goals, but defense has been solid as it normally is.
Keegan. Rendon. Watt. It's a good combination play down the right. Over to defend, though, Gustavo Fernandez does well. Goal kick. 15 minutes to go.
Detroit still alive in the US Open Cup as well. I think they get an MLS matchup. Is it, I think, Houston perhaps in the next round, as we have another Red Wolf down.
Fernandez was booked about 5 minutes ago after pulling up with an apparent injury, and now he has gone fully down. So that would be 3 defenders. If he has to be subbed off, that would be 3 defensive substitutions that Chattanooga have been forced into tonight.
Yeah, it's certainly concerning. Scott McKenzie was worried about the depth of this squad coming into tonight. He's even more worried at this point. Might have to make some phone calls tomorrow. See who's potentially available. Especially if those 2 injuries earlier are long-term ones. Chattanooga will have a bye. Excuse me, they won't have a bye. They'll have a bye the following week. They play at home against Knoxville next Saturday. They're going to bye the following week. This is the first of 3 straight home games for the Red Wolves.
Yeah, we talked about what a long week it's been for them, going out to Central California last weekend, which is a very long trip, of course. And playing at Birmingham, or in the broader Birmingham area at least, on Wednesday night. And back home for this one just a couple days later. As much as Scott McKenzie said they're thrilled to just be playing games now, that is a heavy load on a lot of legs over a week. And maybe telling a bit tonight with these 3 injuries.
No doubt about it. That's one good thing about the balanced schedule, right? At least everybody has to visit everybody once, rather than as the unbalanced schedule we have in the past. There were certain teams that got the short end of the stick when it came to travel.
So this is Yahir Paez who has come on.
Entering the match for the Chattanooga Red Wolves, number 7, Yahir Paez.
So we get Santa Barbara coming in next year. We heard the news about Eugene, Oregon this week, so the travel schedule make it a little easier for the Hailstorm over the next few years.
Those teams out west will start to have Some more partners out there. Player goes tumbling for Northern Colorado. Free kick, yellow card. So, Leo Fala shown the yellow for this.
He may have stepped on Noah Powder's foot. Wasn't a ton in it. Not sure if it was deserving of a card, but certainly a foul. Fala disagrees with the decision, unsurprisingly. Former Hailstorm man, as well as former Red Wolf now back in Chattanooga.
This is your last call for alcohol. Once the clock hits the 80th minute, beer will no longer be available at stadium.
Last call for alcohol at the stadium. They might want to stock up for these last 12 minutes.
Again, it's been a $2 beer night here on opening night in 2024 in Chattanooga. So far, the home side on course to send these fans home happy with all 3 points, but they have to defend this free kick toward the 6-yard box, defended well. Only as far as the edge of the 18. No look turnaround ball back in. Now it's Jake Keegan pulling it back, scooped in by Fenwick, and again, not a clean connection on a good headed opportunity. Bush didn't even have to make a save, just able to fall on it as that ball was comfortably skittering wide.
Chattanooga's going to have to mark these guys in the middle a little better. There was got Hailstorm boys lining up, 3 of them. Only Ricky Ruiz defending. He's not the tallest man in the world. Fowler was out of position. That back post header, that's where all the Hailstorm players were setting up. Chattanooga just didn't adjust.
Crucial from Walefi there to break up play. It's very much a makeshift back line though now for Chattanooga for these final 10 minutes plus. Here's Ethan Horde. The step overs, dancing to the end line. Horde checking back to his right, trying to serve it across. Stuck too well though and blocked. After all that, again, no real opportunity for Northern Colorado. Player down for Chattanooga. Play on, says the referee.
That was good work there by you here, Paez, the substitute. Hanging back there with that right back in the back 5 now.
Fenwick. And now the referee stops play, and Northern Colorado incensed about that. But Mael Malongo is down.
Speaking of upcoming games, the Hailstorm will get a good break after this of 10 days. The midweek trip to Omaha on May 1st. And then another 10-day break after that before they head to Knoxville. Then a 2-week break after that until they finally get to the home opener. So I'm sure Chattanooga will be liking that schedule with the injuries going on right now. Of only 2 games in the next month plus for the Hailstorm. Perhaps Eamon can schedule a friendly or 2 if the weather's warm enough. I've seen teams do that in the past. Schedule a friendly when they have, especially forward Madison. They like to schedule midweek friendlies every year, it seems. Get some great teams coming to visit Madison. Nice place to be in the late spring, early summer for sure.
They had a German side come there last year, I believe.
Detroit City, another team. Get some even when during their amateur days, they used to get some serious European club talent in to Keyworth.
Longo has continued to receive treatment. I'll remind you about the inaugural USL Jägermeister Cup that kicks off Saturday, April 27th, featuring League One teams. Regional rivalries highlight group play in round 1, with all games streaming exclusively on ESPN+. And Select is the official matchball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Game.
It will be a World Cup style tournament, the Jägermeister Cup with groups.
Let's see. Yellow card was shown here, I believe. Who to? Was that shown to the trainer?
I'm not sure what.
If so, that would be a first. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I think it may have been an assistant coach behind her, perhaps, but Hailstorm, well, trainer getting a good round of applause. Perhaps she came on before the referee asked her to. She's not too happy about it.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I can only assume that's what it was for. Donnie entering the field of play without being asked to come on. But back to the Jägermeister Cup, Northern Colorado in a group with Fuego, Union Omaha, and Spokane. That group, not the easiest. Chattanooga with Knoxville, Lexington, and Madison. They'll play 4 home, 4 away.
This ball headed toward the top of the 6-yard box. Parra was there. Falls to Rendon. Keegan raking it in with his right and all the way through and out.
Games will go straight to penalties if the end is a tie. And obviously there's wild card spots that go to the team with the most goals.
Yep, we want to encourage attacking play as much as possible. 2 changes for Northern Colorado for these final minutes. They're bringing on Jackson Dietrich and Real Gill. Rendon you see coming off. Dietrich has only scored a couple goals, but they've been memorable. Scored a big one in the Open Cup last season. Real Gill is a really exciting talent, another Trinidad and Tobago international. He's being scouted pretty heavily by some USL Championship sides. Eamon Zayed was really pleased to scoop them and get him first.
I assume on a recommendation from a certain Mr. Noah Powder.
Yes. Zayed said he did ask Noah Powder about him, and Noah, of course, said good things. Here is Dietrich with his first involvement. It'll be a throw for Northern Colorado. Still trailing to that 40th minute Ropapa Menza goal. Hailstorm will be incredibly annoyed if they walk away from this game with nothing.
That's a good word. That's a good word to sum this one up, Donnie. Yes, they're frustrated and annoyed, but still time to pull something out here.
Here is Real Gill dancing his way to the end line. Gill cuts it back, and they had Horde lurking there, but it was headed away before it reached him. And now the break is on for Chattanooga as they look to put this one away with a second goal. Advancing forward, Lucas Coutinho. Now on the left. Overlapping run didn't quite reach its target. Mensa has drifted out to that left side now.
Good work there by Breck Evans.
Well, here come the Hailstorm, and they have some space to do so. Real Gill is going to be back onto this again. Is he? No. Shielded off. Declan Waters got his body in the way. Goal kick, 5 minutes to go plus stoppage.
Will be certainly a decent amount of stoppage. Yeah, Lucas Coutinho on the break there. Just trying to get a little too cute. Breck Evans, I remember when we spoke to Eamon Zayed a couple of years ago in that first year of Northern Colorado's distance about the fact that Breck Evans was still available. Obviously was captain that North Texas side as a teenager back in 2019. Some time in the USL Championship and then snapped up by the Hailstorm.
North Texas side regarded as one of the best in USL history is Eamon Zayed continuing to try to find an equalizer for his team over these final minutes.
Yeah, so North Texas's star striker back in the day, then Ronaldo Damas, opened up his Colorado Springs account tonight. So spent some time away in Europe, then came back with Orange County, did so well there.
Chattanooga bench hollering for a foul. Now they get one. Free kick.
And Mensa got hooked by Langlois.
Those are big for Chattanooga as they try to milk out this clock. Kill any attacking momentum that Northern Colorado are building. It's been a testy match, you could say, in Chattanooga tonight.
It's had pockets of it. Right? There's been pockets of quality play, there's pockets of nonsense, pockets of chippiness.
Pockets of Nonsense is a great band name.
Listen, one moment of real quality. And that's what's separating these two sides right now.
Ruiz over the free kick. Ruiz in, Delgado out. Long punt forward, Parra up for it, wins the header. Gill can't get on the end of it though. Chattanooga throw, and they'll be in no hurry.
That was a good claim by Delgado. Hasn't had much to do in this second half. No shots on target for Chattanooga as they try desperately to hold on here.
Northern Colorado in danger of going 4 league games without a win to start this season. This is one of those where they'll feel their play deserved better. Although the goal they conceded did come from a mistake. So they had themselves largely to blame for that, but lots of opportunities at the attacking end of the pitch that they've not been able to finish. TJ Bush, a couple of good saves as well.
The problem with the fewer league games, as you mentioned earlier, Donnie, it's harder to climb out of a hole. Praying for draws above you.
Gill. Martinez, and from the edge of the box, the strike from Dietrich well over the bar. Again, decent build-up play from Northern Colorado. The end product not there.
Jalen Martinez found himself plenty of space on the edge of the box. You see what he was trying to do. Jackson Dietrich, perhaps not the guy you want to be laying it back to 25 yards out. He was the man that was there.
Appeared to hang up in the wind. Colorado not able to get onto the second ball, though. It's a good hold up by Malongo. Menza. Coutinho. Has a man on the left. Cross blocked out, but that's okay from Chattanooga's standpoint. They have a throw. They have a lead in the final minute of the 90.
Coutinho's been solid since coming on, has calmed things down in the middle of the park when he's had to. Started those transitions. Veteran head. Those are the kind of ones you want on the pitch with trying to hold on to a 1-0 lead.
Hernandez. Coutinho. Coutinho still trying to roll it into Menza's feet. Half-hearted appeals for a penalty from the fans behind the goal. Menza was not really claiming it himself.
Yeah, you can see what he was trying to do. Playing with the back to goal, just trying to touch it around the defender. Just got his feet caught up. And foul there.
There's all kinds of space for Gill. Real Gill striking it with the left, but unable to keep it down as you see an additional 8 minutes to be played. I thought there'd be a fair amount. There is. Still time, still hope for Northern Colorado tonight. Still time to navigate for Chattanooga to try to see this out.
It's almost 10% free soccer, Donnie.
Malongo wins another throw. No, it is a Northern Colorado throw. You see the reaction from Scott McKenzie in the Chattanooga bench.
I think he might be slightly upset with that decision, Donnie.
It appears he is not pleased. Dietrich. Langlois. Now the overlapping run. Here's Keegan. Keegan's cross. Touchdown at the top of the area. Martinez, that ball not into his wheelhouse. Otherwise, he might have had a strike. Langlois again. Claims for a free kick from Northern Colorado. They get one. Going to be a card as well, shown to Malongo.
Yeah, he's upset with himself on that one. Hailstorm going away, and there's one for Scott McKenzie as well. Probably still complaining about the throw-in decision.
See the foul. It's Oprah cutting inside and then caught a little late.
Just a needless free kick. Going back towards the center circle. Now leaving yourself potentially exposed for a set piece that we know Chattanooga had trouble with midweek.
Chelo Martinez to take. Northern Colorado need a quality ball in. They almost got one. Recycled now to Horde. His ball back post. It's a good defensive header away. Gill looks to take it down. Big shouts for handball. Referee ignores them. Coutinho sends it the other way. On the run, 1-on-2. This is Mael Malongo. Malongo looking to push it past. Malongo checking onto his right, but hustled off the ball. Too many defenders back in his path.
Superb work by Chelo Martinez. Obviously the fresher legs, but he had to use them.
Taken away by Menza. Coutinho. Walefi. Omar Hernandez. Taking it for a long run down this left side. And then taking it to the corner. Real Gill doesn't want to give away the foul. Even Parra came barging in and does exactly that.
Yeah, that's frustration from Parra. He needed to hold his run up, instead just clattered into the back of Hernandez. It's going to take another 30 seconds off the clock.
So the youngster Real Gill avoided the foul. The veteran Irvin Parra came steaming in.
He was the third man in. It's just clumsy. Hernandez did a good job. I think he saw it coming. Got that side of the ball. Took the hit. Chattanooga now looking to waste more time. Legally, we'll say.
Northern Colorado throw midway through the additional 8 minutes. Horde being harassed by Walefi. Malongo lost out. Lucky Oprah. Hailstorm facing a wall of red shirts. Switch to the left. Really good ball. Touched by Dietrich. Quality subsequent touch. Maybe he had a chance to cross that ball, but then the chance was gone. Pinged in first time, all the way to the back post. Touched by Gill. Edge of the box. And the strike by Martinez was blocked. Again, the break on for Chattanooga. Menza, who has to be tired, slows it down for Walefi, who plays it intelligently for Malongo.
Chattanooga do hold on here. A gallant defensive effort.
Malongo with a burst into the box. Malongo and Mensa over the bar. Great chance for the double for him tonight. He can't believe it, but it was a tired effort.
Yeah, Malongo's on his last legs here after this run. It was a perfect cutback for Mensa. Just leaned back a little bit, got underneath it. Certainly finished things off. Still work to do here, 2.5 more minutes at least.
Real Gill facing 2 defenders. And the free kick won by Omar Hernandez. And that time Gill did give it away.
You can certainly put a bit of this loss, if it does finish this way, on Northern Colorado's lack of clinicality inside the box with that final ball. But what a job by the Red Bulls, all things considered, with the 2 injuries at the back. Already short-handed with Renteria not there. Guys filling in out of position.
Another free kick for Chattanooga, and they are inching closer and closer to the finish line tonight. Heck of an effort from Mael Malongo tonight.
Yeah, the coach will tell you. Oh, we got more trouble now. Asking for the ball. Any coach will tell you defense starts up front as well. Malongo has tracked back well tonight. Gonna go the distance.
Talked about how this crowd right on top of the pitch here, it will be in your ear for all 90 minutes. One of the reasons this is such a tough place to play. Not many visitors have gotten big results here over the years. Northern Colorado at the moment appear to be heading to defeat tonight, despite having a lot of decent moments of opportunity. Not been able to take any of them. Chattanooga opportunistic in the first half. Looking as though that might be enough. A minute to play. Is there time for Northern Colorado to fashion one more chance? Walefi doing his best to make sure there is not.
Wise head there. Both of these coaches will have a week to think about, week plus, for Noco to think about what to do. Noco's still going to figure out things in the final third. Scott McKenzie might have more difficult things to think about, finding defenders perhaps, fit defenders.
Throw taken quickly by Gill. They'll have another one here, helped by Zayed. In from Para. It's a really good throw for Horde. Touched it first time for Keegan. On it goes. Jackson Dietrich. Save at the near post by Bush. He saves the 3 points for now for Chattanooga. A late corner for Northern Colorado.
Yeah, smart save at his near post for Bush. He thought perhaps Keegan would try to cross it, but he tried to catch Bush out, napping a little bit this late time, but Bush was there to parry it away.
Last chance, Chelo Martinez, and it comes all the way through. Did it cross the line? Yes, it did. It's a late goal, a late equalizer for Northern Colorado with the final touch of the match. Confusion now, everyone looking to the referee, but it does appear that the Hailstorm have leveled it right at the death. Who got the final touch? Who cares from their standpoint? Horde was in the mix.
Once again, set pieces come back to haunt the Red Wolves. It was a well-delivered corner. Lalo Delgado was even up there. Looks like Hailstorm will probably get the point they deserve.
Well, they defended the set pieces all night after struggling to do so on Wednesday, but one bites them at the very end. Who in the world did that come off last? Who knows? Horde's claiming it.
TJ Bush should perhaps have come off his line for this one. There wasn't a ton of traffic. The ball's 4 yards out. As a goalkeeper, you have to come and get something on that, you'd have to think.
Well, they'll feel they deserve that. They've been huffing and puffing all night. Finally, they knocked the door down at the very last chance. See if there's time for anything more after this subsequent kickoff. Fans unhappy, Chattanooga bench unhappy. Is there another card to be shown here?
Fourth officials having a word.
Alejo Kalume consulting with his fourth official, Promise Adebayo Ige. Their card is out. Who will it be shown to?
Hopefully not the trainer.
Well, if that was an assistant coach. Well, there's the whistle for the kickoff. How much more time do we have left? Punted forward by Chattanooga. We're so close to all 3 points. There's the final whistle. Northern Colorado, with the very final action of the game, steal a point on the road, although it's one they'll feel they richly deserved. It ends 1 apiece and a point apiece at CHI Memorial this evening.
I'm not sure why the Red Wolves players feel so aggrieved. Didn't see anything wrong with that equalizer, other than perhaps if it crossed the line or not, but it certainly appeared as it did. As you said, Donnie, probably a fair result in the end for the work that Hailstorm did, pressuring that back line in the second half. Chattanooga were lucky they didn't give away the equalizer earlier, to be honest, and a well-earned point for both sides.
Will not feel that way for Chattanooga at the moment. Will feel like a defeat for them. Will feel like a victory for Northern Colorado on their trip home tomorrow. They take a point. The man of the match presented by Timbercraft Whiskey for Chattanooga. Ropapa Menza unhappy now with the way that match ended. Gave them the lead, gave them what for a long time looked like it would be the winner tonight. Menza now with 6 goals in 5 matches this year. Back to wrap it up from Chattanooga after this.
Do you know how fast you were going? 2.5 gig. With kids on the couch.
New 2.5 gig internet from EPB.
Slow down.
It's recklessly fast.
Too fast.
With SmartNet plus Wi-Fi.
Violation.
Turbocharging all your devices. More than twice the speed.
I need to try it first.
Well, a deflating finish for Chattanooga Red Wolves fans, an elating finish for Northern Colorado fans as the Hailstorm snatch a point, a very late point, deep into stoppage time. And it ends 1-1 at CHI Memorial today. Let's take a look at our highlights from this game. These are highlights this evening at full time presented by CHI Memorial. In the first half, Northern Colorado came out firing. Probably should have taken the lead before they fell behind later in the half. They were causing a lot of trouble with that high press.
Yeah, Chattanooga were getting sloppy. Ethan Horde a couple of chances. That one from Robles off the outside of the foot. Horde again here, a player to watch. Certainly the expectations early faded a little bit as the game went on.
Horde with a lot of dangerous touches in the opponent penalty box. TJ Bush made a couple good saves, some other finishes that were wayward. And in the 40th minute, seemingly out of nowhere, Jameel Roberts, nice bent ball down the left. And Mael Malongo able to cut it around Lalo Delgado, who came for it, didn't get there. And Ropapa Menza, opportunistic goal, 1-0 Chattanooga.
Yeah, beautiful run into the channel from Malongo and an equally as beautiful finish. And here's the equalizer, though. TJ Bush did well all night. Still questions if that ball went over the line or not. Let me get another look at it here.
Possible to tell for sure from that angle.
Power was there, as was Gill. Nobody seemed to have known what was going on, but the goal was given. From that angle, I'm not sure if it went in, Donny. The more and more I watch it, it looks like it didn't go over the line, but the decision was made, and they'll be sticking with it.
Yeah, our full-time stats presented by Smart Bank. You see the shots, 18-6 in Northern Colorado's favor. Possession in their favor as well. Chattanooga were so close to getting over the line, and again, they'll feel that they should have gotten over the line because they think the ball didn't go over the line at the end for Northern Colorado, but it was judged to have done so, and so a goal apiece and a point apiece it ends in East Tennessee tonight. So Chattanooga, they'll take heart from lots of things, but lots of things to improve from their standpoint as well. Same for Northern Colorado, who remain without a win, but take their second point of the year, and under the circumstances, they will certainly take that. We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast today. It's been great to be with you on CBS Sports Golazo Network. For Ross Davenport, for our entire terrific production crew, I'm Donnie Barnes. It finishes in Chattanooga tonight at CHI Memorial. Chattanooga Red Wolves 1, Northern Colorado Hailstorm 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.